The heart of the village is for everyone to look out for each other.
There is so much to do here. You can go to the coffee shop anytime you want to. I go to all the craft groups, which are great. You're never alone. I belong to a motorhome club, the Sydney Wanderers.
My wife Lainey was disabled, and BaptistCare seemed the answer to it all. It was a whole new beginning.
Moved in 2013 with my husband. 11 months later, he passed away.
I had been looking after her for all these years, and at the end, she faded away during the night, and I closed her eyes and said, "Darling, you have arrived at your eternal home." And with that, an enormous power came over me of peace, and I could let her go. I was lonely, and I merely wanted to die. It all seemed too empty.
Togetherness and taking care of each other. That's the important thing, being in a village, yes. I'd love to pour a glass of wine.
Well, then go for it and don't stop. I formed a COVID bubble with Johnny and Pam. Love changes everything. Heaven and places, earth and skies. Love. I cooked for them, they cooked for me. At the end of every event, I would say, "Love you, Johnny, love you, Pam," as they went home.
Well, bon appetit, eh?
Togetherness and friendship that was developing brought me back to life again.
I was going away on a motorhome trip for 8 weeks.
I said, "Johnny, I'm going to miss you very much. Take my love with you."
I'll see you later. He said, "Yep, take my love with you." "Okay, Ray." Bye.
And then I felt that there was more between us. And so I said to Yanni, "I know," I said, "I love you, but I am in love with you."
"Yeah, I know you love me. You always say that." No, he said, "I'm in love with you."
And Yanni, we are going to get married. But before I could say that, she said, "I'm in love with you too."
By then I'd already had that, ooh, you know that nice feeling you get? I said, "Yeah, I'm in love with you." He says, "Right, we're going to get married." I said, "Yes, right."
It was beautiful.
Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
It made me so happy. That was a whole new world opened up at that point, as you can imagine.
How are we going to do this? With all this family, we're going to invite them all, he said.
We just put a notice out in the village here, and 250 people turned up. Both Yanni and I have 9 children, 18 grandchildren, 42 great-grandchildren, and now even 1 great-great-grandchild. Unbelievable.
After he told me he loved me and we're going to get married, he said, "And we're going to buy a couch." That was his first thing. I said, "What do you want to buy a couch for?" He said, "How am I going to sit in a chair with my arm around you?" Because neither of us had a couch. I said, "Oh." He said, "Oh, we have to go on the bed." I said, "Forget it, then buy a couch." I said, "You're being a bit forward there, Ray."
This is the couch that we needed to have. That's for sure. I said, "What? A couch?" The most important thing in life is love and caring for each other and the togetherness that brings in a place like this.